What is going on, beautiful people? It's your boy Blue, and this is a full review and buyer's guide for Thrustmaster's TCA Yoke and Throttle Pack Boeing Edition, so that you can decide if it's worth it for you or not. Whether you're brand new and just getting started with Flight Simulator on the Xbox, or you're a long-time flight sim enthusiast, I'm going to break it down best I can to help you make an educated decision. This is the first ever Boeing licensed 787 yoke system for our home flight sims, and you have three buying options. You can get the full TCA Yoke pack that includes the yoke and throttle for $4.99 USD, the TCA Yoke only for $3.99 USD, or the TCA throttle only for $149 USD. Let's start with the throttle. In the box, you get one throttle quadrant with 3 axes, 2 throttle levers, a speed brake lever, and a flap lever, and you can customize and place those levers in whichever order you like. On the bottom of the throttle, you are able to switch between engine 1 and 2 or 3 and 4 for a 4 throttle 747 setup. If you look around the back, you have multiple inputs to connect your yoke, rudder pedals, or USB. Each throttle lever has a button on the side and a reverser lever, which acts more like a switch mechanism because it doesn't have its own axis. On the throttle quadrant, we have 5 black buttons that can be mapped manually to whatever you like. On Microsoft Flight Sim, these buttons are already pre-assigned for you, but you can change them yourself. One of my favorite features on the throttle is the selector knob that allows you to adjust your speed, heading, and altitude. Plus, the selector knob can be pressed in and used as a button also. This throttle might not be the hottest chick in the school, but she gets the job done. I've used a lot of different throttles, and this one honestly did not stand out to me at all with its appearance until I got the chance to try it myself. Yeah, it might be lightweight and all made of plastic, but besides the flimsy reverse levers, the throttles don't feel cheap at all. The size is actually really comfortable in your hands and on a desk setup. The desk clamp only comes with the yoke and throttle pack, so just FYI. But the absolute best part is how smooth the throttle axis feels. You can truly make the finest of finest adjustments with this. But there's a few things I wish they had done differently. I really don't like that there are only 3 axes instead of 4, so you have to choose between installing a speed brake or flaps. One easy workaround is to use only one throttle lever and insert the speed brakes on the left and the flaps on the right. As mentioned, the reversers feel a bit flimsy and the desk mount isn't as tight and secure as I would like it to be. The size of the dual throttle setup really feels nice until you add another throttle quadrant to it, because then it begins to take up a lot more space, becomes a bit bulky on your desk, and even difficult to operate with all 4 throttles at once unless you have shack-sized hands. But overall, this throttle is much better than I expected. Now, Thrustmaster's TCA Yoke Boeing Edition, the first ever Boeing licensed 787 inspired yoke system for our home flight sims. I was a little skeptical when I first saw this, but still, I was really excited to get my hands on this, and let me tell you, it does not disappoint. They really raised the bar with this one. 18 buttons, 1 hat switch, 1 mini stick, 6 axes, a tablet holder, landing gear lever, Xbox home button, multiple inputs to connect the throttle, rudder pedals, or USB, 2 clamps to fit it to your desk, and so far the only yoke with 2 throttles built into it. The exterior is all made of plastic, but the inside, the core structure, is actually made of metal, which gives it a heavier feel. And feel is really where this yoke excels. An extra spring comes in the box that you can easily install if you want even more pitch tension. Most of the available flight yokes out there use a push and pull method, which tries to replicate the flight control motion of most general aviation planes and business jets, but Thrustmaster decided to take a different approach. They went with a kinematic pendular motion. Instead of pushing straight forward and back on a horizontal shaft, the TCA Yoke leans forward and back, giving you a very authentic airliner flying experience. It feels like the yoke is actually bolted to the floor in the way that it pivots. The yoke rotates 90 degrees to the left and to the right, very well balanced, and the range of motion is very close to what you would get in a real aircraft. But of course, it's not perfect. There are a few things you need to know about this yoke. Mounted on a typical desk, for me, it sits a bit higher than I would like, but if you have an adjustable chair, then you can do what's most comfortable for you. Also, depending on your size and body type, it might be uncomfortable around the thigh and groin area. Also, under the Boeing logo, it looks like a paper clamp, but sadly, it's not. It doesn't move. And the part that mounts to your desk has a nice iPad stand, which is really cool. But if you take that off, it's not possible to sit your keyboard on top of it because it's curved. So you may need to find another option for keyboard placement. And one thing that will be really cool is if they have designed this yoke to be replaceable with different types, like a 737 replica yoke or a 757, even the ERJs, similar to how they do the Warthog joysticks. And I'm still waiting for a force feedback flight control system. That would be sick. But anyways, I've really enjoyed flying with this yoke. It truly flies like a dream, and the throttle is a really nice addition. If you fly smaller general aviation planes, you can have a lot of fun with this. But if you spend most of your time flying airliners in your flight sim, then this yoke pack will be great for you. This is the closest you can get to an authentic airliner flying experience with the desktop setup, and I highly recommend it. But as always, your feedback, thoughts, and opinions are welcome. Thanks for watching, and remember, you have 3 choices: give up, give in, or give it all. You got peace, love, and God bless you. I will see you guys next time, next video. I'm out.